Hi guys, it's Monday the 21st of October 2019. I'm going to give you a technical analysis breakdown of some UK and US stocks. Let's get straight into it. Hi guys, it's Any aka the Noctrader, your friendly neighborhood swing trader, back again with another video. Remember to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that alert button to get alerts on all my latest videos. I've got Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at the Noctrader on all social media platforms. And if you check the description section below, you see a link to my mailing list and my Discord chat room called Pep Talks. Now today has been a great day on the markets. Greens all around, technology, services, basic materials, healthcare, greens all around. The market was really up, and if you look at the futures as well, you see that even at the indice levels, well, if you see all the stocks are up, then obviously the futures will be up. Dow Jones, S&P, Nasdaq, Russell Group, Nike, everything was up. Obviously, well, yeah, all of the indices were up and all the equities were up. So what does that mean? Well, that means gold was down, but I profited off of that. So in this trade, basically, I made a series of bad trades today, and I lost about 100 and something pounds, but then I made it all back in one good trade. So if I had not made all the trades before, I would have been up like 100 and something pounds, but you know, that's how the game goes. So let me get into some UK and US stocks first. Let me just analyze some of these stocks. As you know, I don't actually trade. I'm not really trading them right now, but I thought I'd give you a little look into some of the UK and US stocks that I've got on my watch list right now. American Airlines up, everything's up, to be honest. AES up, AMD up. You see a recurring theme coming? Well, crude oil is oil, so forget that. The DAX up. So I'm not going to go through all these stocks because they're all. Oh yeah, Roku came up, retraced, and it looks like it's going to start climbing up again. Tesla was up, hit this resistance line, you know, this old support, new resistance, and it looks like it's going to make its way down again. Now, the series of bad trades, I'm not going to bother going through them because they were DAX day trades, and you know, it's not really interesting to show you the trades that I made that didn't go well when they were quite bad trades, to be honest. I wasn't really following the rules that I'd set for myself, but the good trade was really good. So I remember last week I said that my hypothesis was that gold, which is here, that gold was going to break to the upside and break 1500. That was not the case, but that's why you think about every eventuality. You shouldn't be tied to one outcome because the markets can move in any way it wants to. So you should always think about every type of scenario that could take place, and that's what I did here. Remember, at this point here, I thought gold was going to push up to this barrier here. But in reality, after seeing what happened this morning with all of the indexes, all the European indices shooting up, that showed that equities was doing really well in the European market. And normally, whenever the European market is doing really well as a whole, then the US market will normally follow suit once it opens. So with that information, I thought, okay, if all the equities are doing well, then most likely gold's not going to get the momentum it needs to break out, because as we all know, gold is inversely correlated to the equities market. So once I saw that all the DAX, the CAC, or the CSE, the French market, the FTSE was doing well, I thought, okay, most likely this is not going to break out, it's going to sell off. And lo and behold, it started selling off. So what does that mean for me? Well, I could have taken a trade with gold, but as you know, why trade gold? Why short gold when I know that I can make way more money by trading a leveraged ETF? So I traded, I went back to Dust and NUGT, and I traded those. So this is what I traded last week. Remember, I traded NUGT last week, and I traded up to here. Now I thought it was going to break out, which is why you see this arrow going up, but that wasn't the case as we spoke, and that's why I drew both to these lines. As we said, it's all about taking into account different scenarios, because you may think you know what's going to happen, but you don't really know what's going to happen. So you should always account for different scenarios. So last week I drew these lines in the eventuality that it could either break out to the upside if gold broke 1500, or it could sell off. Now what it did was that it sold off, and once it started selling off, I thought, okay, if NUGT is selling off, then Dust is going long. and lo and behold, that's exactly what happened. So I took a long position in Dust. Now, what was really interesting about Dust is that, remember, I traded this already previously here. This is where I made about 300 quid on this upswing, and that was, I thought I was going to making some more in the second go around. So this is a pattern that I've been trading for the last couple of week or two, and it's just been very rewarding trading this. That's one way to put it. So as you can see here, this pattern is quite obvious what it's doing. It's been ebbing and flowing, up and down, up and down, up and down. Now I'd hit another mark here for it to go up again. So what I did was that, let me draw this line here. So what I did, something like that. So what I did was that I went long. Yeah, I said it already. I went long on Dust, and what I did was that on per market open it sold off. But what I saw was that, okay, this is following suit with the pattern. It double bottoms, or sometimes it just bottoms once, but here it triple bottomed, but it double bottomed under the above the 180-day simple moving average on the 1 hour chart, and then I thought, okay, this is going to climb up. So I drilled down into a shorter time frame, and what I saw here really confirmed what I thought was going to happen, because right now, once it market open, went down here and it looked like it double bottomed. So I thought, okay, if this climbs up, then it's going to follow suit, because as we all know, double bottoms, whatever the left hand side has done, the right hand side will kind of replicate. So I knew that it was going to go at least up to here. So I took a long position and I rode it all the way up, and I sold it off around here, so which was like pretty much the perfect place to sell it off. And yeah, so that was my perfect trade. There's nothing more to it than that. I identified the double bottom. If you go down into like the 2-minute chart, I can show you how I mapped it out. Now this looks a bit crazy, all these lines, but this is what I saw. I saw that, if you can see these lines, that it double bottomed here. So I identified that this move, which was about 57 pips, could be replicated here, and lo and behold, that's kind of what happened. 54 pips, 1 hour and a half. So it moved in the same motion that it did before, but in the other way. So I took advantage of this whole kind of upswing here, and it was a very low risk trade, because the minute I entered here, I set my stop loss pretty much just underneath here, and then just let it ride up, and I sold it up for about 100 and something pounds. But because of all the previous trades I made today that were bad, I'm down on the day £12. But yeah, so but what I'm looking at here is that these patterns are quite repetitive and quite easy to take advantage of, which is why I've been revisiting the same stocks for the last week or so. Because if you see a pattern and it's working for you, just why look for other stuff? Just keep trading it and making the money, because at the end of the day, the name of the game is to make money. So remember to hit that like button if you want to see more of these ETF trades that I'm making, and hit that subscribe button once again. I'm trying to get to 2,000 subscribers. I'm still just over 1,000 right now. Tell a friend to tell a friend, share these videos, and hopefully what I want to see from this trade going forward is that I want to see it climb some more over the next day or two up to this barrier line, because right now the only kind of resistance line I can see on this trade is here. If you can see this line, let me thicken this up so you can see it properly. This line has acted as a resistance once, twice, thrice, 4 times. So right now, I think that tomorrow and the next couple of days it will climb, and once it gets to this resistance line, then I can regroup and see whether it's worth exiting my position. But I've already exited the position, but I want to re-enter it possibly tomorrow, depending on how the market is, and see if I can ride it up to this resistance line, at which point I can decide whether I want to exit my position. But based off of the fact that it's been a strong resistance line before, I probably will. So that's the next move I want to look at, possibly taking advantage of. This to there. Alright, so that's me, aka the Noctrader, signing out.